competition with Syracuse. Before I dive into the matchup, I don't know, you might roll your eyes at this, but I am genuinely curious in this unique format. I know you're just trying to win the games, but like yesterday, for example, when it looks like it's in hand and points scored and plus minus is a tiebreaker for getting to that Four Kings round on Wednesday, are you thinking about that at all in the back of your mind, or are you just trying to win the game?
Just trying to win the game. Now, granted, when we were up 12, yesterday and gave up a layup to end the game, they knew, our players knew, and we still gave up a layup to end the game. But I just win the game. We came out here to try to get better. And granted, we'd like to be in that situation, but you're not going to be in unless you win the game. And if you win the game today, then maybe you can be in that top four that you can actually say that you're playing for something. But, there were some teams that won by 20 yesterday. Michigan won by 20. Of course, that's the max you can win by in this. And Tennessee won by 20. And there were others that had bigger victory margins than us. So my deal is, hey, let's just win the game and do everything we can and hopefully set up a big game where you have a chance to win a third game tomorrow. That's really all I care about.
I figure that's what you would say. And winning the game sometimes is not as easy as it looks. Look at Houston yesterday. They're playing Syracuse without Donnie Freeman, their top scorer, who's out for the tournament, and a shorthanded Syracuse team forces overtime. So what stood out as you quickly watched that one last night, and how much were you able to watch?
I watched it all. Syracuse, if they win the game, if they just shoot free throws poorly, I mean, all they had to do was shoot 50%, and they probably win the game. What were they, 11 of 28?
That's right.
And I don't believe they shot any in overtime. So 11 of 28 in regulation. If they're 14-28, if they're 15 of 28, they win the game. If they go 20 of 28, they probably win the game by a couple of baskets. So good win for Houston to hang in there. But Syracuse, they showed something yesterday with their length and their ability to play against pressure. They looked really good.
You're giving me flashbacks of Kansas before you got here, shooting 12 of 30 versus Syracuse in a pretty important game in 2003. It's obviously a huge, huge deal. All right, thoughts on the remaining personnel and some keys in matching up against them without Freeman?
Well, they're long, and they're going to play two traditional bigs for the majority of the time, and hopefully our ball screen defense, we can't guard them like we did yesterday and switch everything, so hopefully our ball screen defense will be on point, and, we're turned up. We got to play big. I mean, they're long, they're athletic. We got to play big, and our bigs need to play big again. And, once again, we're 6 of 20 from three, and, Melvin made 2 of them. Trey made 2 of them. I think Mari made a huge one, and Marco made one in the first half. But that's it. We got to step up and make 9 or 10. And if you do that, then that takes a little bit of pressure off your defense. But when you don't do that, man, you got to get stops almost every possession.
All right, we're looking forward to it, Coach. As always, thanks for the time and best of luck.
Thanks.
That's head coach Bill Self. More pregame coming up on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Picture it. Your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps, spiced cider in every glass, laughter around every plate. At Dillon's, we know these moments matter, and we make it easier to bring them to life with quality that's affordable in every aisle. This season, don't just host, make every moment unforgettable. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
A multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry.
I can roller skate while walking my dog.
I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas. It's time for our game plan segment, brought to you by the Kansas Department of Insurance, who reminds you to make a game plan before you invest at smartinvestks.gov.
Well, we talked about it. You just heard Bill Self say it. Ball screen defense will be key. Syracuse likes to get lineups in their two-man game, and the ability to switch or not switch will dictate this game. And they're going to go with a little guy with a big guy and put Flory and Bryce and guys out on some of their scores, and we've got to be able to move our feet and play without fouling.
Great keys. When we come back, we'll have the new look Kansas starting lineup. Greg's got that for you next. The Jayhawks and the Orange of Syracuse about 11 minutes away here in Vegas on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished, it's a win.
The magic is real. It's a miracle at 23rd Street.
That's right, Matt. The holidays are here, and the 23rd Street Brewery is your Christmas headquarters. Whether you're planning a festive night out or a cozy dinner with friends and family, hurry to make those reservations before it's too late.
We've got gift cards and crowlers, ideal for stocking, Secret Santas, and holiday cheer.
From frosty brews to festive bites, we deliver right to your office party to make spirits bright.
So make your reservations now to come see Santa and Elsa at the 23rd Street Brewery.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NCAA and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Back and live here in Las Vegas for the second round of the Players Era Tournament as the Kansas Jayhawks take on the Syracuse Orangemen here in the second round. Powerful performance in the field from Kubota and performance match implements for any task from Land Pride. Visit gokubota.com for the Kubota and Land Pride dealer nearest you. Take a look at the Syracuse starting lineup as Adrian Autry leads the Orangemen in here after the loss against Houston yesterday. They get it started with J.J. Starling, Nate Kings, Kion Anthony, Nathan George, and William Kyle. Jayhawks changing their starting lineup up a little bit with Jamari McDowell getting the start over Cole Rosario along with Trey White, Melvin Council, Bryson Tiller, and Flory Badunga. This has been the Delta Dental Jayhawk Shoot-Around. The opening tip is next on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
We all make plans for the future. But car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
What's on your to-do list? Wouldn't it be nice to have it all go according to plan? With Midco by your side, you can rest easy with a partner that always has your back. Going with Midco gets you not only proven reliability, but an internet connection built to go further, go faster, and go beyond. If you're ready to add more certainty to your day, visit midco.com to learn more. Let's go.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Brian Haney here. When it comes to protecting your home, you've got to have a solid defense. That's why I count on Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. For nearly 40 years, Helitech has been keeping homes healthy, foundation strong, and blocking water. Their team of experts plays every job like it's the championship game, with skill, precision, and pride. Inspections are free, so make your next move at helitechonline.com/Jayhawks. Helitech, where the best defense starts below the floor.
It's time to wave the wheat.
Here comes Kansas. Right hand layup, good. A magic act defensively.
It's game time.
Left hand jammer. He fires it home with the southpaw. Drives right side, lobs up, and he throws it down hard. A two-hand jammer. Will he get it off? He does. He missed it. He missed it. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
Live play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery and the Rivalry Riches scratch ticket. Let's play. Wendy's, proud partner of Kansas Athletics. And by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health.
Oh my goodness! A two-hand throwdown. He went coast to coast with a posterizing jam.
Now, let's go live courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Another day, another ACC opponent for Kansas here in Las Vegas in the Players Era Tournament. I referenced one of two venues on the Strip. The other set of games are going on at Mandalay Bay. So Kansas here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena trying to go to 2-0, and then just so you know, we'll find out later tonight. How late tonight? Hard to say. The tournament director has a press conference at 5:45 Vegas time, 6:45 back home, in which they'll have some details, but not all the results will be in by then. So this is a really unique event where you're not going to find out your opponent until sometime in the evening hours or late evening hours the day before, and then how quickly do you have to turn around? There's all kinds of scenarios in which KU could be here anywhere from late morning to a 9 p.m. tip Vegas time. We'll see, let come what may. But right now you're 1-0. You won your first matchup by 10. You got some good things going for you, but you don't have the NCAA ranking going for you in the AP Top 25 that is also a deeper part of the criteria. So we'll just have to see. But Kansas and Syracuse, a club that played shorthanded yesterday, rallied from 11 points down in the final 3 minutes to force overtime. And as you said, Greg, if they would have made even 40%, 50% of their free throws, they would have won that game. Yeah.
So it's
a dodged bullet for Houston, and it's an attention getter if you're Kansas. Yes, Syracuse may be down their best player, but there is still plenty of talent, very capable, on display today.
Yeah, and we talk about it all the time. It's a great opportunity for this team to get better and be so much better once Darren is back in 100%. So yesterday we made a giant leap forward because some guys contributed. Some guys took leadership roles like Flory Badunga has done all year, but Bryson Tiller, I thought, was the X factor yesterday. His ability to score on the post. He did a nice job on the defensive glass and just was good playing big underneath against the Notre Dame bigs. And so now he's just got to get that three-point shot going, which has been a struggle since Chapel Hill.
0 for 5 yesterday from 3, but overall 8 of 15 from the field. That just tells you how good he was in the two-point range, 80%. Something they do a little bit different here at the Players era. I'm not sure what you think about it. I'd love to have you chime in. It's kind of like Late Night in the Fog, where they have the players come running out the tunnel for the 5 starters. It's different than at home in a regular season game where you form a tunnel and they're sitting on the bench. In this case, smoke cannons. They've got crimson and blue strobe lights. This is not Kansas's doing, by the way. They do this for all the teams. Syracuse just had orange and white strobe lights. But the guys are actually out there in the underbelly of the arena on the lower concourse, running out through a lane formed by their bench teammates. It's kind of weird.
Well, we're in the city that created showmanship. So that's usually Mike Tyson walking out or whatever. And so they said, hey, if we're going to throw all this money around, you're going to run through the tunnel into some smoke. So deal with it. But it's kind of fun.
It's definitely fun. I don't think Jamari McDowell expected to have that opportunity while he was here in Vegas this week, but he's promoted to the role of starter with his 18 minutes yesterday, and good for him.
And some of that probably has to do with Cole's struggles offensively, not so much that he lost his starting job, but maybe a bit of a change coming off the bench will help, because as a starter, you're in there with the first team, obviously, and you don't get as many looks, and maybe he can be that spark coming off the bench with his ability to get on the offensive glass, his ability to make explosive plays, and maybe let the game come to him a little bit more off the bench.
Your thoughts on Jamari McDowell? We featured him in the pregame interview, and I referenced him. It's been evident since midsummer, really, how much he's improved his jump shot, how much more confident he is in pulling the trigger on 3 balls for KU. But where else have you seen him grow, and what realistically is his ceiling as a redshirt sophomore this year?
Well, he's a program guy. We use that term every once in a while, and Jamari's now been here for 3 years. His second year of playing, redshirted his last year, but he knows what the coaches want. He knows, he's like a coach on the floor. He's been around. He knows where to be, when to move, make the easy play. And when you have trust in a guy like Bill does and Jamari, he's going to continue to get those quality minutes and has earned the start. He was solid on defense yesterday, got the big block on a 3-point attempt, turned into a bucket on the other end, but just solid effort by Jamari McDowell.
Flory Badunga in the jump circle for Kansas, opposite of William Kyle, a former pole vaulter at South Dakota State. Toss in the tap, won by Badunga and Kansas. Jayhawks will attack from right to left as we view the floor. Bryson Tiller splitting a double team and finding Jamari McDowell on the left side. Just underway here in Vegas, MGM Grand Garden Arena, Kansas and Syracuse for the 7th time in series history. Hawks working it around the perimeter. Shot clock showing 6. They've yet to initiate. White, right side Council. Fakes on a 3. Takes a long 2. It misses. Rebound Syracuse. Not a good trip down the floor.
And they never flattened the defense out. They never got it into the post. It was all perimeter base going left to right and got to get downhill.
We did see Council hit 2 of 6 threes yesterday to break a 1 for 13 spell. Here's a 3 on the other end, buried from Kings just like that. They strike first, 3-0 Orange.
And they got a little bit of a penetration in the lane, and they kicked it, made the extra pass, and Kings made them pay.
Kings had 10 points yesterday, but was only 1 of 7 from 3. Here's a loose ball that rolls out of bounds, last touched by Syracuse. Jamari McDowell was diving for it that time with Nathan George, and KU got the benefit of the call.
Well, it was the overplay, and Flory tried to sneak a backdoor pass into Jamari, and luckily The Syracuse defender fell and was out of bounds, or that would have been a turnover.
Our crew today, Kelly Pfeiffer, Gregory Nixon, and Clarence Armstrong. Hawks down 3-0. Here's a lob and a big-time jammer thrown down by Flory Bidunga. It was Council on the feed. Flory on that flush.
On a slow developing, but 3 orange jerseys went to Melvin, and he really puts a mark under that. Great timing finish by Flory.
3-2 Syracuse inside, too easy. Slipping in behind the defense is White. He lays it up and in. The freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina, with his first bucket. 5-2 Syracuse.
Almost a miscommunication because Bryson and Flory were both chasing him.
Well, Syracuse has come out confident here early. Their first 2 trips down the floor. A corner pocket 3 and an easy lay-in. White, a no-look pass to Tiller. Fakes on a 3, steps inside, dumps back to Trey. A shot fake, hit hard from behind, no foul call. And out of bounds off of Syracuse. They'll stay with Kansas.
No argument by Trey. Looked like a clean block. He got his defender in the air, and you would have liked to see him jump into him a little bit, but yeah, clean up top. Might have been a little body down low, but yesterday these officials let them play. I mean, we were deep into the second half, and there were like 5 team fouls called. Now Kansas has to hurry.
Council with 5 to shoot. Throws left side. White inside to Flory. Turns, shoots. Got it to go. And the foul. A chance at 3 for Flory Bidunga.
Thought they were being too deliberate. They only had 6 on the clock, but Flory recognized it, got the ball, and immediately went up. You got 2 hands in the back.
Man.
Which easy thing to call right there on George.
So it's a left-handed jump hook from 6 feet left baseline, and he rifled that at the far side of the rim, which kind of served as a backboard. He hit it so hard it popped straight up in the air and fell in. Free throw good. He continues his surge at the stripe. Now 3 for 4 in this tournament. He opened the year 10 of 14 for 71%.
Well, now defensively, Kansas, after 2 possessions by Syracuse, they've gotten 2 good looks. Got to dial up a little more pressure.
5-5 tie. Floater on the run, misses. Rebound Kansas. Bidunga ripping it away from his teammate Tiller. Hawks will bring it down the left sideline with Melvin Council. Across the logo at center court. McDowell collects right wing. Now Trey White backing it out. Flory calling for the ball. Faces up on his man. Backing down now. Kicks to Council with 12 to shoot. Melvin right of the lane. Floater on the run. Misses wildly. Rebound tip to Flory though. His shot rejected. And a goaltend is called. 2 more for Bidunga.
Wow.
Who was Johnny on the spot on a fortunate bounce that wound up in his lap.
Man, I don't know if that was a goaltend. That looked pretty clean, but you know, Flory was so close to the basket and he was shooting down basically.
Right.
And this not going to be a challenge because you do not want to use your challenge this early in the game. We just saw it on the big screen, and it was a bang-bang play, but how about the start for Flory Bidunga? 7 in just 2.5 minutes.
7-5, Kansas leading, all on the back of Bidunga. Syracuse with the ball with George between the circles. Trey White guarding him there. White playing with another bandage on the bridge of his nose where he was cut yesterday. It did not break his nose, merely a gash in an area that bleeds a lot. There's a drive by George, and going up, he's going to be fouled. Contact and a foul on Kansas. Nathan George will shoot 2.
Wow, the outside official said that it was a shot attempt. The ref who made the call said it was going to be out of bounds, but he'll go to the line for 2. And Kansas did a nice job defensively for the majority of that possession, but then reached. And you got to play good, solid defense, get a body in front, and play without fouling.
George 4 of 6 on the season, coming to Vegas from the free throw line, 67%. First foul shot is good.
And this will be a big factor in the game. What does Kansas's free throw defense look like? If it's as good as Houston's, they're probably going to win, but being sarcastic, but man, they were really bad from the free throw line yesterday.
Second foul attempt in and out, no good. And yes, it was very eerily similar numbers to KU's 12 of 30 versus Syracuse in 2003, as we've mentioned several times, going back to the Crimson and Blue show. Higher stakes, obviously, in that one. Council off to Tiller. Steps through the paint area, hands back to Dowell. Spots up for 3, misses with a brick. Rebound Flory, though. He keeps it alive, and KU will keep. 7-6 Jayhawks. Hawks with the ball. White cut off on the right short corner. Kicks to Jamari. Wants another 3. This time he hits. Jamari McDowell wide open, reins in that three.
And that's a confident stroke after just bricking a three. Trey White trusts his teammate. The double team came, threw it right back to Jamari, and he knocks it down.
And obviously he was a freshman 2 years ago, but he would have turned it down the second time around as a freshman. It shows you how far his confidence has come in trusting his own shot. 10-6 Kansas. George flings to the head of the circle to Starling. Looking to drive as Starling fades, fires, misses strong. Rebound on the deck. Melvin Council fighting for it. Has it for KU. What great body control to keep that dribble alive amidst three bodies underneath the goal.
And stay in bounds. Thought he might have been falling out of bounds, but hand-eye by Melvin.
10-6 Kansas, 15:35 to go here in the first half. Bidunga has it poked loose ball, live ball, turnover, up the floor, left-hand layup is going to be goaltended by Kings. Boy, as great as Flory has been, and he's been KU's best player, that time he had it poked loose, and it leads to an immediate run out, and all he could do was goaltend from behind, and that's going to tighten things up here early. Syracuse and Kansas. 10-8 Jayhawks.
Did a pretty good job taking care of the basketball yesterday. That time Kansas led them into the bucket, and live ball turnovers like that you can't have. First half action is brought to you by Meritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics, proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
Had to search for the scoreboard here. We're in a boxing arena. The video board that's the Jumbotron in front of us has no score. It obstructs a smaller ribbon board that does, that we can't see through. So sometimes when they cut to break and they throw up their Vegas videos, you don't see anything. But 10-8, I can assure you, Kansas is leading. 15:27 to go here in the first half of play. In a venue that seats 9,994 for hoops, it's over 17,000 for their prize championship level boxing matches here. But right now, probably about 6,000 on hand for Kansas and Syracuse. It's the Players Era Tournament on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about team. That's why we are proud together. It's a win.
KU supports our Kansas community. The University of Kansas provides statewide medical outreach, first responder training, childhood development support, and economic gains amounting to over $7 billion every year. Kansas Jayhawks serve the world as doctors, teachers, business owners, social workers, and more to create a better future. Visit ku.edu to learn how the world is safer, healthier, and stronger because of what KU creates.
Hey Jayhawk fans, this is Deidre Lawson, and you are listening to Kansas Jayhawk Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
10-8, Kansas in front, 15:27 to go here in the first half of play. Flory Bidunga picking up where he left off yesterday when he went for 18, 9, 5, and 5. Blocks and assists, those last two categories. He's got 7 already, Greg, 3 rebounds as well.
Oh, he's been great. He always brings the energy, and when he's around the basket and his teammates find him, he's really efficient.
10-8, Kansas in front with the basketball. McDowell passes through a double team. Tiller on the run, misses a floater, and Syracuse will come away from the scrum with the loose ball. That's one he normally hits.
Yeah, and there's a lot of contact there, and it's either a block or a charge, but they give it no whistle.
Nathan George with a shot fake right in the lane, turns and spins to flip it back out to Betsy, who had a career-high 16 yesterday in the overtime loss. Carmelo Anthony's son is checked in. Kyan Anthony also wears 7. There's a three-pointer missing from the left side. In and out, no good from Betsy. Rebound, Kansas. Up the floor, Trey White. Back to Flory. Picks up his dribble, 12 feet in front of the bucket. Hands off to Tiller, who fades, fires, and got it to crawl in. The shooter's touch for Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, and he recognized the mismatch. He had a 6'2" guy on him and Good job by Trey White finding him and Bryson taking advantage.
Tiller just missed his first career double-double yesterday by a single board. Told me in the hotel, I'm going to get it tomorrow. There's a pass ahead to George. Steps back on a three. Left side. Three-pointer launched by Betsy and missed. Tiller fighting for it. Saves it to a teammate, Bidunga. He was trying to throw it out of bounds off of George. George jumped out of the way, and Flory gladly collected. Trey White off to Council. Now Flory, good ball movement, 15-footer. Hey. Bidunga showing off everything in his bag. 14-8 Kansas.
How about that? Right from the free throw line, confident stroke. Flory's got 9.
Boy, this Jayhawk team coming of age of late, playing in their 5th consecutive game without Darren Peterson.
And if he can add that to his arsenal, just a mid-range, not necessarily a 3, but if he can add that, so hard to guard.
Anthony kicks to Betsy. 5 on the clock. Syracuse, will they get off a shot? A desperation heave is launched and bricked left side by Betsy. He was frustrated. He was forced into that shot with nobody initiating offense.
Yeah, really good defensive possession. Here's Flo again.
Bidunga into a double team. Hangs, shoots, misses, but he's fouled.
And give the Kansas team a ton of credit. Flory's got 9 points, and they keep feeding him, and that's what you do. Good team, set screens for him, put him in opportunities, ball screens, and that's exactly what they're doing. And Flory will go back to the line for 2.
Cole Rosario set to check in for Kansas here, along with 3 members of the Orange. Bidunga, as we told you prior to coming to Vegas, was 10 of 14, 71%. Since then, he's added 3 more makes in 4 attempts. Numbers on the climb. If he could shoot in the mid-70s all year after 53% a year ago, what a weapon that would be. Pure swish right here for Flory.
Yeah, because you and I would call games last year and just love it when he would get fouled and it'd be the 6th-team foul. And he's like, he's not going to the line, or he had to get an and one if he wanted points. But, man, if he can get this into the 60s, like you said, oh, man, what a weapon.
Second free throw is good. 75% looks good on you, Flo. He'll take a seat briefly for Elmarco Jackson. And the Kansas lead has stretched out now to 16-8, their biggest. It's a 6-0 run.
And at 13:05 in the first half, you get that under 12 timeout. Playing 3 games in a row, he wants to give Flory a rest. Kind of hard to take out your hot guy, but he's playing the long game.
16-8 Kansas. Syracuse on a scoring drought of over 2.5 minutes. Anthony between the circles, flashes in the corner. A drive inside the paint area, floater on the run will rattle in. It's good for Sadiq White, their other top 100 freshman in this class. 16-10 Kansas. That halts a near 245 scoring drought for Syracuse. White, head fakes, lost the ball as he started to go up, and they say out of bounds off Syracuse. It'll stay with Kansas.
Yeah, Trey got his man up, and he's been so good at drawing fouls, but he didn't initiate that contact. But he'll remember that.
KU lobs it into Tiller. Now Elmarco Jackson, who had a 3-pointer yesterday, late in the first. Both he and McDowell playing with more confidence of late. Here's a bad pass, though, by Trey White, tipped and taken away by Anthony of Syracuse. The Orange come back the other way. They skip it ahead. Inside, and a foul from behind. Jackson hacking White. A foul on Kansas. Elmarco's first. Boy, you take Flory off the floor for 45 seconds and a turnover and 2 quick scoring opportunities for Syracuse.
Well, it was a nice job by Elmarco Jackson on that weak side. It was going to be an easy dunk for Syracuse. He takes the foul. Now they got to earn it from under their own basket.
Foul on KU was their second. The Orange also with 2 fouls. Cuse backs it out with Starling. Now right side Anthony. He was a 4-star prospect, rated 36th in his class by ESPN. Little stop and go by White. His shot blocked by Tiller. Sticks with it, and a foul on Trey White. So Trey hacking Sadiq. Pair of White stars here going toe-to-toe. Sadiq White Jr. will go to the line to shoot 2. They like him a lot. He didn't have the acclaim that Carmelo Anthony's son, Kyan Anthony, had, but his upside tremendous, and averaging 7 a game already is Sadiq White.
Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com.
So the Orange on a little bit of a run here if they can make their free throws. Easier said than done. 16-10, Kansas in front, but the Orange have a chance to cut that deficit down even more when we come back. We're nearing the top of the hour. We'll step aside for a timeout. Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're running a business, sometimes you have to pick and choose what to invest your time and money in. But with Midco Business, you get everything you want and more. We're talking proven reliability, layers of security, and the fiber speed that helps you go further, go faster, go beyond. Explore more at midco.com/business. Let's go.
Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey, Jan from Toyota here, reminding you Toyota-thon is on. Make your holiday wishes come true with a new Camry, RAV4, Tacoma, and more. All right, let's sing it together this time. Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon.
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyota-thon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with preparation and commitment. And when it comes to investing, you need to have a game plan too. In 2024 alone, consumers lost $5.7 billion to investment scams. That's a 24% increase in losses since 2023. The Kansas Department of Insurance is here to help with our website, smartinvestks.gov. Have a game plan before you invest. Educate yourself at smartinvestks.gov.
Welcome back to Vegas, the Players Era Tournament, Day 2 action. Kansas leading 16-10 on Syracuse. But free throws coming for Sadiq White coming out of the timeout. And we'll see what 5KU has on the floor. Looks like you were spot on as always, Greg. They were trying to give Flory Bidunga about a minute and 15 or so of clock time, and then the additional under 12 media timeout. And that's exactly what they did. Bidunga right back out there on the floor.
Yeah, we saw, you mentioned it, the last two possessions, it's not the same. But you can't expect him to play 38 minutes a game 3 days in a row.
First free throw for Whites is good. Yesterday, Bidunga 34 minutes. Tiller 35 minutes, Trey White 34 minutes, and Melvin Council 38. So we'll see how Self manages minutes today while also trying to keep the pedal to the metal in case you can win and win by more points than normal for the sake of that tiebreaker and positioning tomorrow in the Four Kings round if you're in the top 4 seeds. Both free throws good. Here's some light pressure by Syracuse. It leads to a deflection out of bounds. It'll stay with Kansas.
Kansas didn't handle it very well. Got lucky. Marco Jackson took one dribble, picked it up, and luckily Melvin Council came free. But when you're getting pressed, you got to get somebody to that middle spot, and then you can use it as a transition opportunity because you'll have the numbers when you break that initial press.
William Kyle got the deflection. El Marco to inbound right next to Adrian Autry, the Orange head coach, right in front of the Syracuse bench. 16-12 KU, little 4-0 spurt by Syracuse. Jackson between the circles. They extend pressure on him with White flashing high out near midcourt. El Marco gets to the cup. Right-hand runner good from the left side, weaving through traffic, and a pretty little finish.
Yeah, use that quick first step. He got around his defender, goes left, up with the right.
Now a deep three by Anthony. My goodness, that thing was from 30 feet. It misses strong. Rebound Melvin Council. Rosario wants a three. He'll get a three. Rosario from the right wing, and KU has its biggest lead of 9.
Coming off the bench, maybe that took the pressure off, but a great transition three by Cole Rosario.
On the other end, a fading, floating 15-footer misses from White. Rebound Kansas. Jayhawks back the other way from right to left. Flory, little give and go with Cole Rosario. Now hands back to Melvin. Dials up a three. Misses, in and out, no good.
Right on target, in and out, but like that possession, Flory got it and went, had a little bit of numbers, and he'll take that shot all day long by Melvin Council.
21-12 Kansas, 10:20 to go here in the first half of play. Syracuse a lob and a big-time dunk on the alley-oop to William Kyle, coming off his first career double-double as a member of the Orange, and that one a beautiful rim finish.
Yeah, giving Kansas a dose of its own medicine. That's what they like to do, but great delivery, and they got athletes too.
21-14 KU. Tiller between his legs. Turns and kicks out to Council. Shot clock showing 10. Rosario floats toward Bidunga, but knocked out of bounds by William Kyle. It'll stay with KU with 9 to shoot. Bryson Tiller taking a seat. Your 5 on the floor. Council, Jackson, Bidunga, Rosario, and White. They lob into Flory. He's already in double figures for the 5th straight game and 6 times in 7 games this year.
Gotta go, gotta go.
1 second, Flory for 3. Almost banked it in, but it misses wide left. Rebound, Syracuse. And if Flory had dreams of a perfect career percentage like Pollard and Whitby from 3, they just went by the wayside.
They actually talked about that on the TNT broadcast. There's a foul by El Marco.
A scoop shot that time by Starling will draw 2 free throws.
Yeah, Jamal Mashburn and Chris Webber were talking about Flory adding the 3 to his arsenal, and Flory had said, I'm working on it, but probably not going to happen this year.
Yeah, somehow I think Self would be okay with him sticking to.
But he had to shoot that one.
Sure.
It almost looked like he didn't get it off, but regardless, missed it. And now Syracuse back to the line where they've been pretty good today compared to yesterday. They're 3 of 4.
And for Bidunga, that's his first miss. He's had several games this year where his field goal percentage was near perfect. He was forced into a miss that time on that desperation 3. Here's a missed free throw by Starling, who only shoots them at 25%. 2 of 8 coming into today.
Yeah, that's a low number, not a lot sample size, but man, that first one, it was a little awkward looking. So if you're Trey White and Flory with Melvin Council and Jamari, they got to jam down and make sure and understand that this free throw might be coming off.
It rattles home. Again, the number that Greg keeps alluding to, 12 of 29 is what they shot yesterday in an overtime loss to Houston. 21-15 KU. Some light three-quarters court pressure. White is trapped with a double team and has to take a timeout.
Well, he started the dribble, but he lost track of it, had to chase it down, give his dribble up, and then Syracuse right on him, double teamed him, had to take the timeout to save the possession.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. (21-15) Kansas in front in the 7th all-time meeting between the Jayhawks and the Orange. The most recent of which, well, that was in Miami in 2017. And, of course, Kansas, a 76-60 winner. Devontae Graham had a huge game in that one. Another November holiday event. These things have taken different shapes and forms over the years. That was one where you played a couple of games on campus and then just one showcase somewhere tropical. We had some fun photos down in Miami, didn't we?
We did have some fun photos. That was a quick trip, but it was a fun one.
No doubt, no doubt. But
it's always more fun when you win.
No doubt.
Beer's always colder when you win.
Indeed. Of course, the most famous meeting between these two, the 2003 National Championship game. And when you talk about the cold shooting free throw numbers, 12 of 30 for KU in that one. But it all came down to a last-second three-point attempt. And Michael Lee, to this day, swears if Hakeem Warwick would not have blocked it, he thought it was going in. He just knows in his heart, feet set, shoulders square, that was going in. Of course, they had Jerry McNamara hit 6 first-half threes. A lot of history between these two. Jamari McDowell trying to play it in, has it batted right back out of bounds. It'll stay with KU.
In the last couple minutes, Syracuse has turned up their pressure, and Kansas hasn't handled it that well.
21-15 Jayhawks, 9:10 to go here in the first half. Hawks weaving around the perimeter. Rosario collects on the right side. He's got a 3 already here today. Council, screen coming from Flo.
Now
looks to drive.
Once again, got to go.
3 to shoot, forces up a shot on the run that misses wide right. Another late clock Desperation heave that misses. Syracuse clears the rebound. Here they come. The Orange stepping through with Anthony. Rejected by Bidunga. KU with a scrum for the ball. It's on the deck. Trey White's got it. Passes ahead to Council. Now they have numbers. Cole to Council. Back to Cole. He lays it in. The give, go, and give again. And two big ones for Cole Rosario.
What a play by Trey White. Gets on the ground. Avoids the jump ball, throws it through some legs of some Orangemen, and on the other end, Melvin and Cole Rosario, a clinic on how you run a 2-on-1.
Now a little jump hook missing in the lane from Kyle, but an offensive rebound for Syracuse. Corner pocket three misses by Betsy. Rebound Kansas.
Wow, what a turn there. Had a layup. Missed it. And then missed the three. Kansas can expand on this lead.
23-15 KU. A rifle pass from Rosario to Bidunga. Then Flory tries to hook it across the blocks, and it's intercepted by Syracuse. Turnover on Flo, his second. 8-point KU lead. Shot on the run, misses. Contact fighting for the board. And it should go the other way. A foul on Syracuse.
Yeah, Flory got pushed in the back. They missed the layup. We'll have the under 8, but nice job challenging at the point of attack. Previous possession, Flory got the block. That time, Jamari forces the miss.
Blocks have become a storyline for Kansas. The Jayhawks are #1 in the Big 12 and top 15 nationally with now 6.7 blocks per game, 8 more of them yesterday.
Yeah, really protecting the rim. We haven't had that in a while, and nice job by Flory, Bryson, and everyone. Listen up, Jayhawk fans. Score $2 off a Wendy's Baconator on every Jayhawk game day. And let's cheer for bacon big plays all season long. I wish I could find a Wendy's around here, or you can have a $37 cheeseburger at the hotel.
That is so true. A side of fries for $14. What a deal.
Oh, maybe they'll give us $2 off, and it'll be $35.
No doubt. 23-15, KU leads it. 7:46 to go here in the first half. As we tell you about the Kansas Lottery. Play Kansas Lottery's Rivalry Riches scratch ticket, and you could win up to $50,000 instantly. Enter tickets in the Play On app for a chance to win game day experiences. So, didn't make it out to Vegas? That's okay. You can still win big with the Kansas Lottery. 23-15 Jayhawks. 7:46 to play in the first on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I am the greatest fan in KU history.
I'm the greatest fan in K-State history.
I only wear crimson and blue.
I drive a purple car. This will never be settled. That's why Kansas Lottery has the Rivalry Riches scratch ticket. You could win up to $50,000 instantly and great game day experiences through the Kansas Lottery Play On app.
I have a Jayhawk tattooed on the arm of a Jayhawk that's tattooed on my arm.
All my children are named Willie. See kslottery.com for details.
The Jayhawks have been lighting up scoreboards, well, since scoreboards were invented. And Shirley Signs has been lighting up the Midwest and shipping signs nationwide since 1972. With 2 locations, Shirley Signs can help you with any location in Kansas, from channel letters to awnings and everything in between. Multiple locations? No problem. Check out www.shirleysigns.com or call 1-800-779-7446.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
Hey Jayhawk fans, this is Adonis Jordan, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Back in live here in Las Vegas, the Jayhawks leading Syracuse 23-15, 7:46 to play in the first.
And how about this lineup? This is the example of what you do in a 3-game tournament in 3 days. G and Gala is in the game along no Flory. So you got Jamari McDowell, G, Trey White, Cole, and Bryson Tiller. Kansas struggling with this pressure again, just gets it over the line with 22 on the clock.
Giangallo, the Montreal, Quebec native, wears the number 0, listed at 5'10". That might be rounding up, but man, what a great kid, a fun one to watch. There's a lob inside, wide of Tiller. Well, Syracuse throws it out of bounds off of Bryson. It's a turnover on Kansas.
Yeah, Cole tried to lead Bryson, but when you've got him on your body and you're already leaning, you cannot lead the big. That time turnover, they were trying to set a lateral screen, and then a foul by Cole 80 feet away from the basket. But Cole Rosario, really good minutes. Lost his starting spot to Jamari McDowell, but came in, knocked down his first 3, then had the alley-oop just a few minutes ago. So doing a good job in some different minutes.
Foul on Cole Rosario will be his first. 23-15 Kansas, 7:26 to go here in half number 1. Giangallo getting some rare minutes for a young man that's only played in 3 games thus far this year, but scores when he's in, over 5 a game. Kyle at the top, hands back toward Kings, knifes through the left side of the paint, shot on the run misses. Cole had it, bounced loose of him, and Jamari McDowell comes up with the carom. Down the right sideline to G. Left side, White dials up a 3 and delivers. Trey White with a corner pocket 3-ball, and KU's lead is 11.
Great ball reversal. Trey was just hanging out in the corner without a Syracuse defender around. Good find. Nice bucket by Trey.
26-15, now wide open underneath. An easy lay-in for Sadiq White. Kansas brought a defender up for a help side trap, and it left White wide open. 26-17 KU. Hawks stealing some minutes with some of their key stars like Bidunga on the bench along with Council, but just as I say that, they both get up and head to the scorer's table. Trey White looking for G. Shot fakes on a 3, passes back to Trey on the wing. 6 to shoot, got to hurry again. Jamari stumbles, steps through, gets to the cup, right hand runner, good. What a take by McDowell, and the Kansas lead 11.
Shot fake, put it on the ground, and it just parted for him, and he got all the way to the rim, scored over a big. Great job by Jamari McDowell.
Now a 3-pointer for Syracuse, missing left side by White. Rebound Kansas. Ngala up the floor to Rosario. Steps through, hooks a pass to McDowell. Right side White. G thought about a 3. Instead he drives, leans in, scoops, and misses off the bottom of the rim. And he thought maybe contact, but no whistle, so Syracuse collects the rebound, and here come the Orange, down 11. White, right side. The ball on a string, tight ropes the baseline, skips it back, head of the circle. Shot on the run, misses wildly off the hands of Starling, and Kansas plucks it off the iron. 28-17 Jayhawks. Syracuse really struggling to shoot again here today.
And how about the minutes that the 5 on the floor provided for Kansas?
Inside Tiller, misses, gets his own rebound, right back up and in. Great job of sticking with it by BT, and Syracuse needs a timeout.
With no Melvin Council or Flory on the floor, the group on the floor goes on a 7-0 run, forces Syracuse into a timeout.
We referenced this club has labored to score at times this year. Talking about Syracuse, they have hit just one of their last 8 shots.
And they're not running much offense. It's a lot of ball screens, try to play take them, and then they get deep in the clock, throw up a wild one or a running one-hander. Kansas doing a good job on the glass, out-rebounding right now, out-rebounding Syracuse 18-8.
Wow. So the 1 of 8 drops them down to 28.6% shooting. And it's a club that on the season entering action out here had really labored from the floor and the field goal, or the free throw stripe, I should say, and then back that up with 12 of 29 yesterday.
But you can't get comfortable even though you're up by double digits. What happened yesterday? It was I think it was an 11-point game with under 4 to play.
13.
They forced overtime against one of the best teams in the country. So I'm sure that's what Bill Self is telling the guys right now. Cannot rest, got to keep the pressure on. Really big 5 minutes plus coming up right here. We talk so much about how do you finish a half, how do you start it. Well, here's a great example. Up 13, let's put a mark on this. 5 minutes ago, up 13. What will Kansas do in these last 5 minutes?
Yeah, to your point, it was an 11-point deficit with 3:06 to play, and they forced overtime. So while they've had cold stretches, certainly, and they're down their best player in Donnie Freeman, they had enough firepower yesterday to force Coach Sampson and Houston into an extra 5 minutes. 13-point KU lead, 30-17. 4:48 to go here in the first half. Syracuse with Anthony between the circles. Dribbles it right side, then hooks the pass back for George. George, head of the circle, screened off is Council. They fling it left side. Betsy with a shot fake, steps through, rejected emphatically from behind by Trey White. What a swat by the KU senior.
Yeah, Bryson and Flory have been the shot blockers, but how about Trey White? Now, less than 1 second on the shot clock, so Kansas just needs to make sure they don't get a tip in.
3 blocks already for KU after 8 yesterday. They get it off and hit it, and they're going to review it.
Yeah, because there was 0.5 on the clock. He caught, gathered, and released. It was quick, but I can't believe that he was able to get that one off, and they're going to go to the monitor to look at it. Now, you can do it with 0.4, but he caught it down by his waist, gathered, and then shot. So,
wow, he may have gotten that off. Again, the rule is anything less than 0.4 has got to be a tip in. There's not enough time to gather, catch, and fire, but this was 0.5, and boy, I mean, who knows, shot clock operator, how quick his finger is on the trigger there, but as we're seeing the replay, I think the ball's out of his hand with 0.1. This is going to stand.
Wow.
Boy, do they need that, and delivering is Tyler Betsy.
Yep, right call, and it was the right call to review it. But that's the beauty of college basketball now. You can review those things. Not good news for the Jayhawks, but you know, we've seen a couple teams now hurt Kansas late in a shot clock on a baseline out of bounds. Go back to the Duke game just 7 days ago.
Betsy hit 4 threes yesterday versus Houston in his career high 16 points. That's a big one right there when Syracuse desperately needed it. Council, dribble handoff, finds White on the left side. Right side, Rosario now with 10 to shoot. Kansas again being very deliberate and waiting to attack. Melvin on a drive, gets inside, shot on the run, misses. Tip try by Trey White won't go either. Rebound Anthony of Syracuse. 4 minutes to play in the half. Anthony, a quick 3, misses with a brick. Rebound, Bidunga of Kansas. Flory's going to keep it himself. Bidunga up the floor, and a travel is called. He gathered to the right of the head of the circle and went to pitch it toward Council.
Yeah, you can gather and shoot it, but you can't gather and pass it like that. That was definitely a walk, and Bill Self looks at him and makes the motion. Give it up. Give it up to Melvin. Run down the middle. He'll give it back to you, but Flory's feeling it right now.
Third turnover on Bidunga. KU has 5 as a team. They lead it 30-20. Flory otherwise has been terrific. 11 points, 5 rebounds on 4 of 5 shooting.
Numerous models, endless options, one incredible experience. Aristocrat Motors is KC's premier luxury vehicle dealership. Shop our inventory and schedule a test drive at aristocratmotors.com.
30-20 Kansas, 3:50 to go here in the first half. You're listening to the Players Era Tournament, live from Las Vegas at MGM Grand Garden Arena. Hawks by 10 over the Orange on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NCAA and the Ad Council.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
.350 to go here in the first half. KU leading by 10 over Syracuse. Orange will have the ball coming out of the timeout. We will have a special halftime guest, won't we, Greg?
Paul Mokeski, the big fella, lives here in Vegas. He's going to come join Brian at halftime. Former Jayhawk great and longtime NBA vet.
Over a decade in the league. At Kansas and the Ted Owens here. We'll talk to him about all of the above and what he thinks of the current Jayhawks. Anthony has the ball right side. Passes back toward George between the rings. Leans in. Floater is good. And Syracuse has cut it to 8.
5-0 run. After the timeout, they had that desperation 3, and then time for Kansas to get a bucket.
Council, right side to Rosario. Trey White now collects a pass on the right wing. Flory calling for the ball, but he's all tangled up inside with William Kyle. 3:05 to go in the half. 8 on the shot clock. Trey White fumbles it out of bounds on his own accord. A sidestep dribble, and he just lost control of the ball. And 6th Kansas turnover.
And when they can't get the ball to Flory underneath, there's not a whole lot going on outside on the perimeter. You get down to 10, 8 seconds, and that time just Trey dribbles off his foot.
Scoring drought of 2 minutes and 10 seconds for Kansas. George hooks a pass over the top. They collect in the corner. Little baseline drive out of Zephyr. He'll turn and kick back out now with 15 to shoot. Anthony dribbling between his legs on the logo at center court. Trying to get around Jamari McDowell. He does. Hangs. Has it blocked by Bidunga. Out of bounds off an orange. It's going to be KU ball. Flory Bidunga with yet another swat. KU continues their block party.
Yeah, they looked like they got an angle to the basket, but Flory cleans it up. Big time block. That would have cut it to 6. So nice job of almost a double dribble by Melvin. I think they missed that one.
4 Kansas blocks, 2 by Bidunga. Council to the cup, has it blocked. Rebound Tiller though. Jump hook is good. Right back up and in for Bryson Tiller.
Well, they high pointed Melvin, thought he might dunk it, but Bryson's right there. A little baby hook to stop that drought.
And right on pace for that double-double. He's gone in 4, 6 points and 5 rebounds in the first half for Tiller on 3 of 5 shooting. 10-point KU lead. Here's a 3-ball by Betsy. Misses short. Rebound Bidunga of KU. Council will push it down the right side. 2 minutes to play in the half. The Jayhawk lead is 10. Trey White lobs high to Bidunga. Trapped with a double team on the catch. Passes out of it to Bryson. And a right-hand hammer. A royal flush here in Vegas. And the Jayhawks go up a dozen.
Shows you how important it is to get the ball to Flory. They're forced to double team. And, man, he's been good passing the basketball.
Rebound Bidunga off an in-and-out three-pointer by Betsy. Kansas with the ball and a 12-point lead. Flory on a step-through. Wild shot misses. Follow tip dunk try won't go for Trey White. And Syracuse clears the rebound with Betsy. Lob up the floor. Deep catch. Kyle on the right block. Pivots. Shoots. Misses. And a foul perhaps on Flo. Indeed, Bidunga the guilty party. That'll be his first. Team 6th. So to the free throw line will go William Kyle.
You know, we talked about Flory getting double teamed. Is so important to get the ball to him, and Bryson and him are always on the same page, and he was just hanging out under the basket for an easy one. Follows up last night, 5 assists with a great dime that time.
Yeah, how about the stat stuffing in day 1 out here in Vegas by Bidunga? 18 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks. Free throw here is an air ball.
Wow, that was off by about 2 feet.
So if Tiller's dunk was a royal flush, what was Kyle's free throw?
That was a hit on 12. That was a 22. That was a bust.
That was a bust big time. Let's see if he can bounce back.
The crowd is into it.
This one hits the rim at least, but misses wide left. Rebound Bidunga.
Yeah, keep that in mind. There's not much foul trouble for Kansas. If he's under the basket, he might take a foul.
Yeah, he struggled yesterday, 4 of 9 from the free throw line. He's now 5 of 14 on the year. Here's a pass by Flory that's tipped and taken away. Bidunga's 4th turnover.
Yeah, for as good as he was passing that time, he telegraphed that one, and the active hands of Syracuse got the deflection.
Kansas with 7 turnovers as a team, 4 from Flory. 45 seconds to go in the half. The Jayhawk lead is a dozen. Syracuse only 22 first half points. George, little stop and go, flings in the corner. Three-pointer launched and hit. J.J. Starling was wide open, and Syracuse cuts it to 9.
See what Bill was trying to do right there. He's trying to get Flory to not throw it in right away so they could get the last shot. About a 3-second differential, though.
Yeah, the shot clock showing 15 while it has 18.5 on the game clock.
Only 3 fouls for Syracuse, so they might be a little more aggressive.
Council is fouled, trying to get around George. 11 seconds to go here in the first half, and now the shot clock is turned off as the aforementioned Paul McKeskey about to slide into the broadcast chair once we reach the half. It'd be great to talk some Kansas Jayhawk history with Paul. And
he needs a bigger table. He can't get his legs under this table.
This like location not built for 7-footers.
Like you go to parent-teacher conferences at elementary school. He's sitting in those little desks.
We had a hard enough time getting your 6'7" frame in here, let alone 7 feet. What are you up to these days? Height?
6'6".
6'6", okay.
Like I haven't grown in a while.
At least not vertically.
Right.
There's a shot.
So there
doesn't
they are.
Count, but a foul first on Syracuse.
Taking their fouls, so that's now the 5th team foul. They got one more if they want it.
34-25 KU. We're down to 8.4 on the game clock.
And what you tell guys is let them take a couple dribbles. Don't just foul right away, run a little clock.
Into Council. Splits 2 defenders. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Got to turn and shoot. Throws up a prayer. Misses. Tip won't count as it's released too late by Tiller. He missed it anyway. But a pretty good first half for KU with an NBA Hall of Famer watching on the sidelines there. Carmelo Anthony watching his son. Jayhawks putting on a show for all involved, including Paul McKeskey, who'll join us straight ahead. Jayhawks lead it 34-25 at the break. You're going to head down and talk to Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques had the scout. You know, we marked that 5-minute mark. Kansas up 13, gave up 4 off that lead, but did a nice job down the stretch, getting some buckets and going to the locker room up by 9.
Stay tuned. Our special halftime coverage comes your way next. 34-25 Kansas on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
I didn't know if this moment would ever come, but they found a new heart for me. As the transplant team pushes me toward the OR, I see in their faces thousands of hours of training, the confidence from doing this all the time. And then, before we reach the OR, I see that the hallway is packed. People cheering, holding signs for me, for my future. I knew I'd come to the right place.
The University of Kansas Health System, the region's largest transplant program.
20 minutes of Jayhawk basketball are in the books. Welcome to the Halftime Show on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield. The Halftime Show is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health, the Kansas Department of Insurance, reminding you to have a game plan before you invest. Help is available at smartinvestks.gov, and by the Kansas Lottery and the rivalry richest scratch ticket. Let's play. The Halftime Show begins now.
Back in live in Las Vegas, the Jayhawks leading at the half 34-25 on Syracuse. Truly the place to see and be seen is the MGM Grand Garden Arena. We talked about Carmelo Anthony watching courtside and Nick Collison scouting for Oklahoma City this week out here. And a former NBA scout, NBA coach, longtime NBA center, Paul Mokeski joins us on the broadcast. A Jayhawk from back in the late 70s in the Ted Owens era. Paul, great to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here. And, you know, I live here now. I'm semi-retired and, you know, doing some consulting. But I'm telling you, Las Vegas is the sports mecca now. We had, you know, NHL hockey. Then we had UNLV football. Then we had the F1 races.
Yes.
All this week, and now this spectacular tournament.
Of course, Kansas was here last fall, taking on Duke at T-Mobile in a different event and getting the win there. How proud of the Jayhawks are you here in 2025? What have been your observations of Bill Self's current team?
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen him a little bit on TV, but this is the first time I've seen him in person. And my opinion is, when I first saw him maybe a month ago, it looks like they're growing as a team, coming together. I love the way the two bigs work together and pass the ball inside. They need to start hitting some open shots in the three, and that'll make a really threat and open the inside up. But I really like what I'm seeing. They were asleep the first half yesterday and woke up, and it was good to see. And you know, your Coach Self has always done a great job, and now with the NIL transfer portal time, I think he's learned that now and really coming to his own.
What about Coach Self? What attributes, if any, remind you of Ted Owens, whom you played for?
I think they still have Ken Koenig's used to tell me this. He was my roommate and played at Kansas for 4 years. And he used to say when Ted Owens came down for practice and he had this certain look on his face, he called it someone killed his cat look, and he wasn't happy. And I think Coach Self has that same look, except now you see it during timeouts when he's not happy with the players. But you could tell he loves the players. They know that.
Yep.
He obviously knows his stuff, so that's a great combination. And I played for Lenny Wilkins, rest his soul. He just passed away last week. Del Harris and Don Nelson, all Hall of Fame coaches, and Bill Self's right up there.
How about that? Great endorsement right there. Real quick update on you personally. You mentioned you're semi-retired. I understand you've got a special screenplay project in the mix.
Yeah, my wife and I, Linda, 44 years, she's a Jayhawk also. You know, we've been working on an idea I had for a screenplay, kind of, you know, Ocean's 11 meets Chips or something like that. And it's like you know, it has a little gambling in there, so that's kind of on point. And I had this idea about a year and a half ago. We've worked on it, and now we're in the process of promoting it, and we've had a couple table reads, so it's pretty exciting.
Wow, how about that? A man of many talents. I wish we had more time with you. Real quickly before I let you go, though, favorite memories from your days as a Jayhawk?
Oh, man. I think my junior year, 78, we had a great year. I think we lost one game in the Big 8. But unfortunately, we went out to Oregon and lost to UCLA in the regional. But back then, if you weren't a top 20 team or win your championship, you didn't make the tournament. There's only 32 teams.
Right.
And I got to play against the team I watched growing up, UCLA. We had them beat, and we kind of blew it at the last few minutes. But that's a memory that sticks in my mind. And Allen Fieldhouse, playing in there, coming out that tunnel.
Yeah.
I proposed to my wife, Linda, on the footsteps of Allen Fieldhouse. So Lawrence and Kansas is part of our lives forever.
How about that? What a story. Paul McKeskey, thank you so much for joining us. Don't be a stranger. We'd love to see you back
Absolutely.
on the phone sometime.
I'm here.
All right. More coming up on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Vegas. KU leading Syracuse 34-25 at the break. Time to pick an Old Dominion Freight Line player of the half. Flory Bidunga, almost a double-double at the half. 11 points, 8 rebounds. Now, he did have the 4 turnovers, but 11 and 8 on 4 of 6 shooting. He's your Old Dominion Freight Line player of the half. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support others striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion is the official freight line of Kansas Athletics. When we come back, Sean Kellerman with a scoreboard update around the rest of college basketball. Hawks up 9 at the break on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Picture it. Your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps, spiced cider in every glass, laughter around every plate. At Dillon's, we know these moments matter, and we make it easier to bring them to life with quality that's affordable in every aisle. This season, don't just host, make every moment unforgettable. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
The magic is real. It's a miracle at 23rd Street. That's right, Matt. The holidays are here, and the 23rd Street Brewery is your Christmas headquarters. Whether you're planning a festive night out or a cozy dinner with friends and family, hurry to make those reservations before it's too late. We've got gift cards and crowlers, ideal for stocking, Secret Santas, and holiday cheer. From frosty brews to festive bites, we deliver right to your office party to make spirits bright. So make your reservations now to come see Santa and Elsa at the 23rd Street Brewery.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it, and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NCAA and the Ad Council.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Sean Kellerman back in Lawrence, catching up on what's going on in the Big 12 and the top 25. Big 12, well, last night, want to make sure we get this in. Arizona State was led by Marcus Odom's 36 points. They had a 10-point come-from-behind victory to knock off Texas in the nightcap in the Maui Invitational. It was 87-86. Today in conference play, number 15, Iowa State, despite not having Taman Lipsey, knocks off Creighton 78-60. Baylor and number 14, St. John's, about to tip off. Also in Vegas, number 17, Tennessee, number 3, Houston. K-State travels to take on number 25, Indiana. ASU hosts Washington State and Maui. And Quinnipiac and UCF, Utah and Grand Canyon, otherwise in the Big 12 Conference. In the top 25, number 23, NC State leading Boise and Maui 60-49 with just about 5.5 to play. Number 11, Michigan State blew out East Carolina 89-56. Number 21, Auburn, and number 7, Michigan, also doing battle in Vegas a little bit later. Number 12, Gonzaga and Maryland, and number 8, Alabama and UNLV. Those games also part of the Players Era event. Number 18, UCLA gets Cal, and number 16, UNC gets St. Bonaventure. KU leads Syracuse at the break. It's 34-25. Hawks trying to go 2-0 through their first 2 in Sin City. Back to the guys in Vegas after this on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
For today's Bud Light first half recap, we get a recap directly from the assistant coach that had the scout, Jacques Vaughn. Here's Greg Gurley with Jacques.
Here with Jacques Vaughn, gave Jamari McDowell the start. He comes through with 5 points, Cole off the bench with 5. How happy are you with that?
Yeah, it's great to see both of those guys contribute early for us, give us a halftime lead, and see if we can build on it this second half.
What was the message at half?
I think overall there were some possessions we could have taken care of, maybe have a bigger lead going into halftime, but we're in a good position to come out, still be aggressive. Don't allow them to get out in transition, protect the paint. Those are our two things we need to work on.
All right, thanks, JV.
You got it.
Coach Vaughn with Greg Gurley, brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Syracuse with the ball to start the second half. A little continuation play by George is a miss, but a foul on Kansas, and free throws coming for Syracuse's Nathan George.
Multiple shot fakes, and then Melvin went for the second one and got caught in the air, and George will go to the line. Melvin with a forgettable first half as he went 0 of 7 in 17 minutes. See if he can turn the tide here in the second.
George free throw good. Last time we saw Melvin struggle like that, he was 1 of 8 in the first half in the Garden versus Duke. He would come back to shoot 5 of 7 after the break, including 4 for his first 4. We'll see if he's got a similar outhouse to pinhouse second half line here today. Second free throw also good for George, a 67% foul shooter. Full court pressure by Syracuse as they've cut it to 7 here in the first 30 seconds of the second half. Trey White nearly lost it, but KU keeps, and Melvin gets it across the timeline.
And you have to come and meet the pass. That time Trey got away with it, just kind of let it come down, almost got a steal.
34-27 Kansas, 19:20 to play. Council on the left wing, enters into Bidunga. Flory facing up on his man, skips over the top to Trey White, 5 to shoot. Council steps into a 3, missed it strong, and his rough shooting day continues. Rebound Syracuse and Starling. The Orange have cut it to 7. Jayhawks leading 34-27. KU's led by as many as 13. Little jump hook misses here from White Jr. And the rebound to Kansas's Flory Bidunga, who's 1 board shy of a double-double. Jamari McDowell starting again here in the second half, just as he did the first. They pass off. Trey White, a shot fake, steps through, fakes again, leans in, and banks it home. Trey White with a myriad of moves to lead to that deuce.
And a patient move. He let the defender fly by. Nobody was there to help, and just a veteran play by Trey White.
36-27 Kansas. 18:22 to go. Here's a lob inside on an easy lay-in for William Kyle, the former pole vaulter at SDSU. And they cut it back to a 7-point ball game. Council through traffic, left baseline, flings back for Tiller. Spins, finds White in the corner for 3. No, he missed it short. And the rebound to Syracuse and Nathan George. George quickly back the other way. They can cut it down to 4 with a 3. This one misses, though, from George. Rebound Council, up the floor, McDowell steps through. Left hand, making right hand layup, missing. But free throws coming as he draws a foul, does Jamari McDowell.
That's that new Euro step that you're going full speed and you slow down, kind of put on the brakes, take 2 really long steps, which is not a travel, but when you watch it, we're just not used to it. But smart play by Jamari, stepping through, drawing the foul.
Couple of free throws here for Jamari, whose first free throws all season came yesterday. He hit them both, but he misses this one. So that's 2 of 3 on the year for McDowell.
So far out of that 2-guard position, you make the switch, Jamari McDowell in to the starting lineup, and that position generated 10 points in that first half. 5 for Jamari, 5 for Cole.
1 more coming for McDowell. Jayhawks lead is currently sitting at 36-29, 17:52 to play. Second free throw good. And the Kansas lead is 8. Syracuse to walk it up the floor with George. Again, they're playing without their big star, Freeman. Kansas down Peterson for a 5th consecutive game. George dribbling out front, head of the circle, 3-pointer launched and bricked badly by Kings. Offensive rebound, though, and a right-hand hammer thrown in by Kyle with some emphasis. As hard of a right-handed flush as we've seen all tournament. They cut it to 6, do the Orange.
Yeah, long rebound off of 3. Those are hard to get, but got to do a good job on those 50-50 balls.
3/4 court zone pressure there. KU gets it across the timeline with ease. Now they start to weave around the perimeter. Tiller calling for the ball on the left wing. Finds White right in front of the Kansas bench. Nothing doing, has to kick out to Flory. Bidunga dribbling a little too much. Fumbles it out of bounds. Last touched by Syracuse, they say.
Now only 7 on the clock. Kansas has to go quick. Get the ball to Melvin, get downhill, and create an opportunity for someone else or something at the rim.
Rough start to the half for the Jayhawks. who once led by as many as 13. It's currently down to 6. The pass ahead to Council. Stripped going up, no foul call. Kyle comes away with the loose ball. Here comes Syracuse, a corner three launched, missed. It bounced in and out twice and curls off. Rebound Melvin Council of KU. Back come the Jayhawks. Tiller trying to fling it inside of Bidunga.
And there's that
being held by Kyle.
And there's what I was talking about. He does a nice job of getting position early. And Syracuse forced a foul. Nobody really in foul trouble. That was a good foul by Syracuse. Flory would have had a dunk.
First foul on Kyle. Team's second. 16:45 to play. 37-31 Kansas. Council to play it in for the Jayhawks. Lobs to Bidunga on the elbow. Flory nearing another double-double. He's one rebound shy. Trey White to McDowell. Three-pointer launched and hits. Jamari McDowell blows a kiss to the rafters. It's his second three-ball today.
How good has Jamari McDowell been here in Las Vegas? A three right when Kansas needed it.
40-31 Jayhawks. Syracuse working it around the perimeter, now down 9. Left side dribble handoff, finds Starling. Goes across the blocks, kicks back out for Betsy. Three-pointer launched and drained.
Yeah, Betsy swish. He started out 0-3 from beyond the arc. He's hit his last two. That backbreaker in the first half with .5 on the clock and then 1 here in the second.
He hit 4 versus Houston, 2 versus Kansas. 6-point Jayhawk lead. Bidunga backing his way down on Kyle. Turns with a hook. And they're going to call a charge, or an offensive foul, that is, on the hook on Bidunga.
Yeah, and the other
position.
The other ref was going to call a block, and the underneath official calls a hook. And Bill's going out to ask him. He had his hand up and got overruled by the underneath guy, and that's what he's so upset. It wasn't his call.
Conversation very heated on the left elbow right now between Bill Self and that underneath official. He finally goes back to the huddle and will sit down with the dry erase board and draw something up here. But Coach Self making his point emphatically on just how he feels on that call on Bidunga. The foul on Flory counts as a turnover, so the glaring bugaboo on his line today, he now has 6 turnovers, does Bidunga.
Second half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics, proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
6-point KU lead, 15:48 to play. Gear up at Rally House. You can shop an outrageous selection of Jayhawk apparel, headwear, gifts, and more. KU game day starts at Rally House. 40-34 Jayhawks on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune to Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis.
He's got it!
So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Coach Self here. When I prepare for a game, I always do my homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.gov, an investor empowerment initiative through the Kansas Department of Insurance. smartinvestks.gov is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.gov.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Jared Hass, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back to MGM Grand Garden Arena. KU's lead of 13 late in the first has been dwindled down to 6. And the Orange have the ball coming out of the timeout. with Anthony to bring it up the floor with his Hall of Fame father watching courtside. Kai and Anthony. Here's a shot on the run that misses by Starling. Offensive rebound, though, saved by Syracuse. They'll get another crack at it. KU's won the battle on the boards handily, 29-15, but a second chance here. A bunny is missed, though, inside by George. Rebound, Tiller of KU. Up the floor, White. Right-hand scoop shot somehow goes, soaring around two members of the Orange. The scoop is true for Trey.
He hung in the air, went with the finger roll, had a little English on it. What a great job in transition by Kansas after the miss on the other end.
42-34 Kansas. Big sequence right there. Anthony dribbling between his legs. Trey White staying with him, bounce for bounce. Leans in, scoops up and under, misses, gets his own rebound though. Right back up and in, it's good. And does he get a late whistle and one?
A really late whistle. The ball had already gone through the hoop. There were 4 white jerseys around the ball.
By the same official that Coach Self was hot with earlier. So Clarence Armstrong down there.
Just saw the replay. I'm not sure where the foul was.
I mean, a full Mississippi after the shot had been made. The whistle comes in.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Anthony. It just should have just been a play on, but you got to play through it. Now they can cut it to 5.
Indeed, Armstrong on the whistle. 42-36 Kansas, and now it's a 5-point ball game as the free throw is good. 3-point play completed. Anthony with an and one has made this a 5-point Kansas lead, 42-37. Council at the top, left side Trey White. They try to lob to Tiller, but it's tipped and broken up by Syracuse. It's a steal. Back the other way comes the Orange. Little stop and go by Starling. Flings back to Anthony on the logo. Flory trying to guard him. Anthony crosses over, floats, flips, and misses. Rebound, Bidunga, and there's that double-double.
Should have numbers. Anthony's still down.
5 on 4. Can KU take advantage? McDowell wide open for 3. He missed it, and the rebound underneath to Starling of Syracuse. Anthony, a transition 3, misses. Rebound, Bryson Tiller. Another quick 1 and out for Syracuse, and now Kansas without numbers, pushing with White. Shot on the run, misses, gets his own rebound, gets fouled, and free throws coming. It was 1 on 3. He didn't have numbers, but he didn't care, and Trey White's going to get 2 free throws.
Yeah, just like on the other end with Anthony around 4 jerseys. That time Trey took on the whole team, was able to get the offensive rebound, and kind of sneakily got through there and drew the foul.
So Trey White, quieter numbers today, 7 points, 5 rebounds, following 16 and 9 yesterday.
Is sneakily a word?
More so than pivotable in the postgame yesterday.
Yeah, I struggled with that word yesterday.
Free throw good. I heard that's going to make the documentary.
Yeah, Bill made sure that everyone knew about my mispronunciation.
Free throw good for Trey White. Bidunga, by the way, with the double-double. He just missed one yesterday. He gets this one today. That's his 2nd of his sophomore season, his 4th of his career. Tiller working on his first career double-double. He's got 8 and 7 with still 13:51 to play. Second free throw also good for Trey White. And the Jayhawks stretch out their lead back to 7, 44-37, 13:51 to go. Syracuse to bring it up the floor with George. Down the right sideline with Elmarco Jackson guarding him, bounce for bounce. Hard screen comes from Kyle to separate Elmarco from the play. Anthony, a deep 3 after a skip pass, misses. Rebound, Bidunga, his 11th. Hawks have numbers, 5 on 3. Council a step through, got it to fall. Melvin Council had been 0 for 8, but what a finish in transition for Council.
Yeah, back-to-back buckets in transition. Had the 2 free throws by Trey White, and then Melvin, the sea parted, and he got his first field goal of the day.
46-37 Kansas. Anthony driving around Jackson, gets the bucket, another late whistle and one. Shot is good. Clarence Armstrong again on the foul call, and free throws coming for Kai and Anthony.
Yeah, Marco got beat, but that Cole Rosario is hugging his man on the right side. He's got to get over and help.
So 46-39 with a free throw pending here. Anthony, in his freshman season, the 4-star Syracuse legacy player, has been averaging 15 points per game. He struggled from the free throw line, though, and mightily. So entering tournament play in Vegas, he was at 47% on 17 attempts. Then yesterday, shot 44% on 9 attempts. Today, he's 1 for 1, and he swishes this one 2 for 2. We were talking in the scouting report in the pregame. It doesn't make sense looking at the rest of his game that he would struggle so much from the free throw line, but kind of like Bryson Tiller still settling in early in his career. 3-point play makes it a 6-point ball game. KU breaks the pressure here with Council, who nearly had a pass intercepted.
And what he did a good job of is he met the pass, or that would have been a steal. It was a long pass.
Jayhawks with 10 turnovers compared to, believe it or not, 0 by Syracuse. They just can't shoot most of the game. Here's Jackson fumbling one out of bounds. Syracuse thinks he touched it last, but Clarence Armstrong points in the direction of Kansas. Jayhawks with no steals, 4 blocks, 0 Syracuse turnovers.
I think they're going to challenge this, which is risky at the 12:47 mark. Let's take a look. You know, Starling got in there with a hand, and did it go off of Elmarco Jackson's knee? That's going to be the question. And again, this is a risky challenge because you only get one. Now, if you get it right, you get it back. But did it go off of Elmarco's left knee?
The camera angle from up top is not conclusive. Back to the turnover differential here. If this does end up being out of bounds off of Jackson, that's 11 Kansas turnovers, 0 on Syracuse.
And that's a stat that Bill Self will not like because he wants to muddy the waters. He wants our defense to force havoc and confusion and chaos, and have not forced a single turnover by Syracuse here today.
Now, you have held them to 31.8% shooting, and you like that certainly, including just 22% from 3. But 0 turnovers this deep in a game.
It kind of looked like Starling got his pinky on the ball, because if he didn't, it's going to be Syracuse's ball.
Yeah.
And the question will be, is there enough evidence to overturn it? Now, they gave the ball to Kansas. There's going to have to be, to me, a lot more evidence to overturn this.
Does not look clear or decisive.
They brought the 3rd official in.
Play under review brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. They changed the call, and they're going to give it to Syracuse.
So Syracuse doesn't have to use a timeout, and they still have their challenge.
And don't look now, but in similar fashion to yesterday when they came back from down 11 with 3:06 to play, Syracuse, once down 13, has cut it to 6, and they've got the ball. And probably 700 or 800 Syracuse fans here at MGM Grand Garden Arena getting back into it now with a chance to get as close as they've been in quite some time. George to bring it up the floor. Kyle collects head of the circle, hawks in a man-to-man. They pass off left side to Starling. Both these teams have been very patient and deliberate, running shot clock before attacking. Down to 7 to shoot. They step through with Betsy. Lost the handle. Cole Rosario gets the steal. Up the floor, White. He didn't see it coming, though. Turns around and hits him and goes out of bounds.
It's going to be a turnover on Cole, but Trey's got to have his head up. He was just running to a spot. He was open. Cole with a good defensive play on one end, and we'll get the turnover there.
Yeah, by the way, that was the first official Syracuse turnover, immediately followed by a Kansas turnover 6 seconds later.
Right.
6-point KU lead. Here's a lob. Cole nearly got another steal. Kyle comes up with it, kicks it out. 3-pointer launched and missed off the hand of Kings. Fighting for the offensive rebound, though, is Betsy. He keeps it alive. Syracuse will keep. Kansas up 6. George driving, fades, fires, misses short. Rebound tipped about. Tiller bats it to Trey White, and KU's got it.
Wow.
Bryson couldn't corral it himself, but tipped it to a teammate, and the Jayhawks get the stop. White off to Council, threw it at his feet. Nice adjustment by Melvin to receive that pass. Melvin left side, Jackson. Back to Council, dials up a 3, and delivers. Melvin Council with his first 3 ball of the day, and boy, oh boy, did KU need that.
It shows you when you see the ball go through the bucket. He had a layup a few minutes ago. steps up with confidence and knocks it down where he knocked down 2 yesterday from that same spot.
He had opened 0 of 8 from the floor. Now a foul on Cole Rosario with Syracuse driving inside. Going to see free throws after the timeout for J.J. Starling. Kansas leading 49-40, but Syracuse not going quietly into the night. Hanging tough here with 11:13 to play. We're at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. $11:13 to go. Jayhawks leading at 49-40, trying to get to 2-0 here in the Players Era Tournament and do so with a decent margin of victory and scoring total for the sake of tiebreakers. And then we'll find out later tonight what Wednesday could look like. A lot of basketball left to be played in this one, though. 9-point lead for the Jayhawks. 11:13 to go on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
There's nothing like the energy inside Allen Fieldhouse. The roar, the passion. That same spirit inspires Aristocrat Motors, where we roll out the crimson carpet for every customer. From white glove service to unmatched amenities and an incredible lineup of luxury vehicles. Aristocrat is the reigning champion of the automotive experience. Visit aristocratmotors.com to shop our inventory and schedule your test drive today.
Hey, Jayhawk fans.
11:13 to play here in Las Vegas. Day 2 of the Players Era Tournament. Thanks for joining us during Feast Week for KU men's basketball. Hawks down Darren Peterson. Syracuse down Donnie Freeman. And yet we've still had a highly entertaining basketball game, but right now KU leading it by 9, 11:13 to go.
Well, we talked about in the first half that they're not going away. That 13-point lead, everything was going Kansas's way, and they've been able to claw back and stay in this ball game, and they've done a nice job from the free throw line, which they didn't do yesterday, and they've done a nice job of drawing fouls, obviously. So a couple big ones here for Starling as we come out after the under 12.
Starling 2 of 8 from the free throw line on the season entering today, and this one misses with a thud.
You know, for a guard, he has a really kind of jerky motion when he gets the ball, when he loads it. So again, Flory and Bryson have to understand that, get a good box out and jam down by Jamari and Cole.
He's now 1 of 3 today from the free throw line, 1 of 6 from the floor. He rattles this one home, and they cut it to an 8-point margin with 11:13 to play. Jayhawks get it in amidst some light pressure. Jamari McDowell and Amarco Jackson, the redshirt twins, passing it back and forth to break the pressure. Jamari skips it over the top to Tiller, who quickly flips it behind the back, ever so cool, right back to Amarco. 49-41 Kansas. Rosario on the left side. Shot clock showing 6. Skips over the top to McDowell. Passes ahead to Tiller. Athletic move. Gets the hoop and the harm. A chance at 3 for Bryson Tiller.
It took a while for them to set that play up. Cole was in the wrong spot initially, but once they got it set up, great execution. Pocket pass by Jamari McDowell. Great two-man game between Jamari and Bryson. And on that left side, Bryson draws the contact strong enough to get it up and off the glass.
10 points, 7 boards for Tiller, 1 block as well. Can he get the and one? Yes, he can. 3-point play completed. 52-41 Kansas, 10:45 to go. Syracuse to bring it up the floor with George. Off to Sadiq White, holding it high above his head on the wing. Kicks back to Anthony for 3. It's an air ball. Rosario fighting for it, going out of bounds with Kyle, and they're going to say KU ball.
And that was risky right there because it was going to be Kansas ball, but by Cole challenging, he knocked it off of Syracuse and got the ball right back.
52-41, Jayhawks. 10:25 to play. Marco Jackson across the timeline, guarded closely by Anthony. Screen comes from Bidunga. They work it in the perimeter. Cole Rosario in the right corner, brings out the Tiller, steps through, hangs, misses with the left hand. Rebound cleared by Kyle of Syracuse.
Did everything right but finish.
Quickly back the other way, transition three, launched and bricked. Tip try won't go, but another late whistle, and they say a push in the back to send Sadiq White to the line. It was Starling on the miss, but the very athletic freshman Sadiq White soaring in.
Yeah, Cole had two hands in his back. It's a good call. Got to find a body when those shots go up. They're not shooting it very well beyond the arc. You got to get contact and chase down the ball. Cole got caught sleeping.
52-41 Kansas. First free throw for White is good. He's a guy that should bring up their team free throw numbers once he gets more opportunities. Prior to coming to Vegas, he'd only attempted 2 all year. But another well-decorated freshman, a part of this recruiting class with Anthony. Southpaw, 3 dribbles, shoots, and in and out, no good. Rebound, Flory Bidunga. Continues to pad those stats, now 11 points and 12 boards.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Counseled across the timeline with a split second to spare. Out to Jamari McDowell now. 52-42 Jayhawks, 9:40 to go. Rosario on the right wing, down to 8 to shoot. McDowell, a deep 3, in and out, no good. Rebound, Orange and Kyle. 10-point KU lead, with some ugly offense at times in this second half, with not much doing and some late clock chuck-ups. 10-point Jayhawk advantage though. George waiting on a screen from Anthony, dribbles it right side, head fakes, kicks to Anthony, NBA range 3, misses badly. Offensive rebound, Kyle, and a right-hand poster dunk is good for William Kyle, the UCLA transfer.
Jamari tried to get a box out, just got thrown out of the way by Kyle. And he gets the dunk, follow-up offensive rebound.
Trey White comes to the scorer's table after that. 8-point Kansas advantage. We're down to 8:51 to play. McDowell shot fakes on a 3. Left side Council. They try to enter to Flory. Goes between his legs. Hits the deck fighting for it. Syracuse has got it with Sadiq White. It's a steal for the Orange. Another KU turnover. Their 13th. We'll see where they pin it. Looks like Council will pick it up, not Flory. Would have been Flory's 7th. Now a tie-up inside. It's going to be KU ball. Great job getting a hand in by Bidunga.
Yeah, it looked like he had a layup, but he kind of fumbled it, and then Flory got in there to force the tie-up.
KU on a scoring drought of 2:15. We'll see Rosario come off and Trey White return. You've got your starting 5 on the floor right now. A new-look starting 5 with Jamari McDowell out there. 8:31 to play, 52-44 Kansas. Hasn't always been pretty, but the Hawks have pretty much led throughout. It was a brief 5-2 Syracuse lead, 90 seconds in, but all Kansas, they've led by as many as 13. 52-44 with 8:25 to go as Trey White gets it across the timeline, attacking from left to right as we view the floor. Jayhawks in the home whites, blue numerals, crimson trim. Syracuse all orange. White facing up on his man, Betsy. Now Bidunga fires high for Council, nearly threw it away. 6 to shoot. Melvin crossing over, steps through, a runner. Misses side iron, hit the left side of the rim twice and curled off. Rebound Orange. Back comes Cuse. They thought about a transition 3 with Betsy. Instead, he pulls back on it, hands off to Nathan George. Inside of 8 minutes to play, George on a crossover. Shot fakes on Flory, picks up his dribble, has to turn and kick it out. Finds his man Kings on the right wing. Now outside to Starling for 3. He hit it. And Syracuse has crawled back to within 5 with 7:30 to go. Bill Self needs a timeout, and he's going to get it right here. 52-47 Kansas, but a struggle offensively for the Jayhawks after the break. And has really been muddied up. Right now, a scoring drought of 315.
Yeah, and Syracuse hadn't shot it very well beyond the arc, but you know those numbers were going to come up, and they're now 5 of 23 beyond the arc, but that was a big one right there as Bill didn't want to wait till the under 8 timeout. He took it to stop this run and reset his troops. Now a 5-point game.
52-47 Jayhawks with 7:32 to play. All season long this year, the Jayhawk Radio Network is brought to you by Kansas Insurance, my personal pick for insurance. See Travis Oliver as I did. They'll set you up today with 7 area locations across the state to serve you. Offices in Lawrence, Topeka, Colby, Oskaloosa, and Tonganoxie. 52-47 Jayhawks. 7:32 to go on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Hi, we're the people who have everything.
There's nothing you can get us we don't have.
We have 7 mini vacuums.
And Pearl handled pickleball rackets.
See?
Need a gift for someone who has everything? The Kansas Lottery has you covered with holiday scratch tickets in $1, $2, $5, $10, and $20 options with instant wins up to $100,000. You could win even more in second chance drawings.
Did he say thousands?
We could always use that.
See kslottery.com for details.
Hey Jayhawks fans, Thomas Robinson here, and you're listening to Kansas Jayhawk basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
T-Rob's number 0 hangs in the south end zone of the Fieldhouse rafters. KU right now leading 52-47 here at MGM Grand Garden Arena.
You know, out of a timeout, usually what Kansas likes to do is get a little misdirection, Flory over the top. We'll see if that's what Bill Self dials up here. Haven't really got the ball in the post much at all this second half. Done it in transition, but not in the half-court set. Syracuse will run a little zone pressure here. Man-to-man press.
KU gets it into Council in the corner. And he'll bring it up the heart of the floor here, leading by 5 with 7:25 to go. Guarded bounce for bounce by J.J. Starling. McDowell dribbling out front, a whistle behind the play.
They're going to get an illegal screen on Tiller.
Oh, my.
Or wait, no, they're going to get it on Betsy. Okay. At first he pointed at Bryson, said he got a forearm shiver to Bryson Tiller, so Kansas will keep it. At first he pointed the other direction, but I think he was pointing at Betsy.
Yeah, the Syracuse bench and fans behind the bench all erupted as if the foul was going to be on Tiller and Kansas, but they change.
It's the 5th team foul, so it won't be free throws, but Kansas will keep it.
There have been some curious calls that have allowed Syracuse to creep back into this thing. Some late and one whistles twice over, but give them credit. They've been scrappy and sticking with it throughout, and Kansas hasn't scored at all in 3.5 minutes, so KU's going to need to find their offensive footing when we return. 52-47, Jayhawks in front. Our first Hawk Talk with Coach Self is going to come up on Monday, the night before the big UConn game. We'll be at Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence, a great local sports bar from Raymore to Topeka with 13 area locations. You can visit johnnystavern.com to find the location nearest you. They've got a special unveiling that our buddy Jason Hoffman, one of the general managers at Johnny's, was texting me about earlier today. Can't say any more. You're just going to have to show up and see it for yourselves. But our first Hawk Talk will have quite the backdrop at Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence, December the 1st. Jayhawks by 5, 7:17 to go on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Maury Bidunga takes an inbounds pass, tries to back his way down and bank it home, but misses side iron. Bidunga just with his third miss, rebound Syracuse. It's a 5-point ball game, Greg, with 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, he tried to spin back to the right like we've seen before, but they had a good body on him, and he ended up shooting kind of a fadeaway. And right now, all the momentum is with the Orange.
Syracuse has it out front with Betsy. Throws off on the right side. Collecting there is Kings. Now Betsy gets it back. Head fakes on a three. Steps through. Floater on the run. Misses with a thud. Rebound Bryson Tiller. 8 boards now for BT. KU with the ball up 5. 6:30 to go. Hawks weaving around the perimeter with Bidunga, Tiller, White, Council, and McDowell, your 5 on the floor. White calling for the ball at the top. Flings inside to Flory. Turns. Kicks back out. Jamari fakes on a 3. Passes off to Tiller. 6 to shoot. Gotta hurry. Tiller looking indecisive. Now puts it on the deck. Fades. Fires. Misses. And KU's offensive funk stretches north of 4 minutes now without a bucket or a point of any kind. Syracuse down just 5. They'll try a 3 with Betsy. He hit it. It's a 2-point ball game. Betsy with his third 3 today after 4 of them yesterday.
9-0 run by Syracuse. And like you said, struggle on offense for Kansas.
No effectiveness here on any kind of the ball movement that they're trying to initiate with the perimeter drive. Here's a drive on the run that misses on a shot by Council. Rebound Flory, right back up and in. Stuck with it, got his first bucket in ages, and KU goes up 4.
Just around the basket, use that quick twitch vertical. Much needed bucket to stop the drought.
Syracuse trailing by 4. It's 54-50 Kansas. 5:30 to go. Fading, missing from 15 this time is Starling. Rebound Kansas. It's a good thing the Orange have struggled as mightily as they have, just 31% shooting, because the Jayhawks in this second half have really hit the skids offensively as well. 1 of their last 7. Trey White at the top, looking to drive, steps through, leans in, got it to go, and the foul. A chance at 3 for Trey White.
That's what leaders do. Trey White saw an angle, turned on the jets, patient, jump stop, got the contact and the bucket. What a move by Trey White, gets his crowd back into it. After nothing going for a long time for Kansas offensively, back-to-back buckets and a chance for an and one.
Started to get into it, and then Council put up a shot and had to get back to the action. But their typical motion around the perimeter, weaving with the dribble handoffs, they just haven't seen a lot of aggressive knifing through the heart of the paint until that play. They've been passing it around the perimeter, deliberate and patient, running a lot of clock, but not a lot of decisiveness. And this time Trey White puts it on his back, gets the and one, and the free throw good to boot. It's a 7-point KU lead.
5-0 run once Syracuse cut it to 2.
57-50. Here's a lob inside to Kyle and a push first from behind. It looks like Trey White's.
And that might be okay. That's going to be the 17th foul that will send Kyle to the free throw line. You remember he airballed a free throw in the first half and missed the second, so not the worst thing to happen right now.
He entered 5 of 12 from the free throw line. 0 for 2 today. What will this one look like? Can he draw some iron? A long stare at it. Misses side iron. Rebound, Jamari McDowell. It's almost like his right hand and his left hand are pushing it in 2 different directions on the free throw. Weird release, weird spin.
And with nobody in foul trouble, if he gets it in the paint again, you take the foul.
57-50 Kansas. 4:20 to go. Trey White dribbling on the left side. White today with 12.6 rebounds. Council throws at the feet of White, nearly turned it over. Great job picking it up off his shoe tops. Leans in on a 3.
So
cross
smart.
Contact and a foul.
I love it. What a smart play. Nothing going. He got his man up in there. He's going to have 3 free throws. That's a vet right there.
And Darren Peterson, applauding his teammate, stands up with the 3 fingers held up to signal the number of charities he's about to get.
They might look at it to see if that was a 3 or a 2, but no, he was behind the line. That's 3.
By the way, we referenced that Jaden Dawson would be doubtful today after suffering that hand-wrist injury in the pregame warm-ups yesterday. He's sitting in his black tracksuit, Jayhawk on the chest, with the bandage on his hand heavily taped. So definitely not playing today, sitting there with the aforementioned Darren Peterson. First free throw of 3 is good for Trey White. Coming off 16 and 9 yesterday, he's got 13 and 6 today.
And what I like about Trey, he's only attempted 8 shots, hadn't really forced it, but when Kansas needs a big bucket, they know who to go to.
Second free throw, also good. Jayhawks as a team today are now 10 of 11 from the charity stripe. He'll certainly take that. They entered Vegas at 72% as a team. One more coming for White. This could get it to a 10-point lead.
Well, they followed Syracuse's 9-0 run to go on an 8-0 run of themselves. So back to a double-digit lead at the 4-minute mark.
Free throw good. All 3 connected on by White, who's now got 15 to lead all Jayhawks. On the other end, driving in is George. Kicks back. Starling missing on a 3. Kyle fighting for it. Pushes down a Jayhawk. Then a foul on Kansas. Council was laying on the floor as he got decked by Kyle, but hey, that's the guy you want to shoot him.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say, that's, again, not you want to get the defensive rebound, but when you don't, you put them on the line. Kansas up 10 with 3:47 to go. LMH Health is your partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmhealth.org.
Not exactly the offensive clinic that Devontae Graham put on the last time we faced Syracuse, nor the hot shooting that we saw in the 2003 National Championship game either. First team to 65 is probably going to win this one. 60-50 Kansas with 3:47 to go, but don't chalk it up just yet. Syracuse was down 11 with 3:06 to go yesterday and came back to force overtime against the number 3 Houston Cougars. So they've certainly clawed back in similar fashion before. The final 3:47 when we return. Jayhawks lead it by 10 on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
I was in my living room when everything blurred. I collapsed right there on the floor. A stroke. My 3-year-old ran to get Mommy. I was rushed to the place that saved me, the University of Kansas Health System. Experts actually went up through an artery and pulled out the clot. It's the reason I'm still alive.
This is what makes us who we are. The University of Kansas Health System, a nationally recognized leader in comprehensive stroke care.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I am
I'm the greatest fan in KU history.
I'm the greatest fan in K-State history.
I only wear crimson and blue.
I drive a purple car. This will never be settled. That's why Kansas Lottery has the Rivalry Riches Scratch Ticket. You could win up to $50,000 instantly and great game day experiences through the Kansas Lottery Play-On app.
I have a Jayhawk tattooed on the arm of a Jayhawk that's tattooed on my arm.
All my children are named Willie. See kslottery.com for details.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Grady Dick, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Grady Dick's MTE Feast Week experience was down in Atlantis, in the Bahamas.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were that second win over NC State.
The Bobby Pettiford game.
That's right.
We are thankful for you, Bobby Pettiford Jr., baby. No, it's going to take on a different shape and form in this new era of NIL opportunities through these MTE events.
And Baha Mar seemed to almost, they had Purdue and Texas Tech at theirs, so might be taking over a little bit. Well, now they've already iced Kyle, which is exactly what he doesn't need, so delayed throwing it to him. But again, Flory and Trey White on the block. Got to get a good box out here because it's probably coming off.
60-50 Kansas, 3:47 to go. Kyle's free throw is an air ball again. How would you describe the way he pushes it out in front? Again, it to me looks like the right and left hand are not on the same page.
Yeah, and he's got the chicken wing. His elbow's out, and it needs an extreme makeover.
Full court pressure by Syracuse. They get it into Council, who gets decked by Sadiq White, and a foul on Cuse. That'll be their 8th, so 1-1 coming for Melvin Council, who opened this game 0 for 8, but has come back to hit a couple of shots, including a 3 since then. 5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds for the Rochester, New York native, making his first ever trip to Las Vegas. By the way, happy birthday to Samis Calderon. Maybe he gets in late, maybe he doesn't. Maybe KU keeps the starters out there to increase the margin of victory should they win, as that's a tiebreaker that factors in their Wednesday opponent. But you'd like to see Samis play on his birthday.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, Kansas free throw shooting has been really good. As he missed that one, the broadcaster jinx, but that's now 12 of 14 from the line.
But it had been 92% before Greg brought it up. 61-50. Here's a 3 by George. Barely draws iron. Rebound, Trey White of Kansas. Syracuse continues to stink it up from downtown. They're now down to 23% from beyond the arc, and they've hoisted 26 threes. 3:20 to go. Jayhawks by 11. Council weaving it toward the top, killing some clock with 3:15 to play. Screen comes from Flo. Council right side, floater on the run, buried. Beautiful bucket, milking the clock and getting the hoop.
Beautiful possession. Used about 25, 26 on the clock. Get a bucket, set your defense. Now up 13.
Matches KU's biggest lead, 63-50. 2:50 to go. George dribbling out front. Flory Bidunga guarding him now on the right side. They throw it off to Betsy, who launches a 3. And again, Syracuse with a make from Betsy.
Well, it's pretty good defense by Trey White. He got a hand up, almost hit him.
So yesterday he was 4 of 8 versus Houston. He's 4 of 10 from 3 versus Kansas.
Well, he started off 0 of 3 in that first half, but he's been the one guy that has provided some offensive spark for Syracuse, but is it a little too late? But as Brian referenced, down 11 with 3+ to go yesterday, they were able to get it to overtime. So quick timeout by Autry, and they're going to be able to set their press, which Kansas hasn't turned it over against their press, but they've really labored to get it over the line, and I would imagine Syracuse is going to turn up the heat a little bit.
Yeah, I would expect that as well. Kansas 13 turnovers to just 2 by the Orange, but they've controlled this game because they forced Syracuse into some bad shooting. 31% from the floor, 26% from 3, 55% from the free throw line. Those numbers aren't going to beat many teams, well, certainly not Kansas.
And part of the problem for Syracuse is they don't run a lot of offense. They play a lot of one-on-one balls, some ball screens, try to drive and pitch, but they don't run a whole lot of stuff. And a good defensive team like Kansas takes away some of those angles, and they're forced to jack up 27 threes, and that's not necessarily their game. So, but that has a lot to do with Kansas defense.
Syracuse did make it tough to KU's feed the post mindset earlier this half. They made it a lot tougher on those post entry passes, which is why the Hawks went through some offensive doldrums of their own. But ever since that 4+ minute scoring drought, they are 3 for their last 3 and starting to stretch this game out.
Well, good job by Melvin Council. Quick inbound, and he was able to turn the corner and get it up in over half court, so now they can run a good 20 seconds or so and get a good shot.
Cole Rosario with a dribble handoff finds Jamari McDowell. He passes out to Council, who calls out the play by putting his right index finger in the air. 7 to shoot, and he's standing at midcourt. Gets around George in the lane, little floater, misses, tip try, misses, got his own rebound again, and will bring it all the way out to midcourt. What a job of sticking with it by Melvin Council.
Yeah, he missed the floater, but amongst all the bigs, he's able to get it. Here he turns the corner again.
And a reach-in foul from behind on White. Free throws coming for Melvin Council.
And give him a ton of credit. So smart not to try to put it back. He understands time and score. He knows there's big guys down there. They reset the shot clock to 20. He brings it out, eventually gets fouled. So big time play by Melvin Council.
I think he's loving life as a Jayhawk. Council, who a season ago averaged 14.5 points per game at St. Bonaventure. I'm sure he played in some cool venues, but in his first month in the Crimson and Blue, the Dean Dome, Madison Square Garden, first trip to Vegas, Louisville as well. Plus, obviously, you play in Allen Fieldhouse, the greatest arena in half your games.
We're going to play UConn here a week from today. Then you go to Kansas City to play Missouri. Got another trip to NC State later this month or in December. He knocks them both down. Kansas back up by 12.
2 minutes to play. The lead is a dozen. We asked Coach Self, if you get in position where the win is tucked away, are you thinking about tacking on more points for the sake of the tiebreaker, the format of this tournament? Here's a shot inside over Rosario that's good, and the foul. A nice play by Kings, backing down the freshman. It's an and one for Syracuse. Just to finish that thought, he said, honestly, we're just trying to win the game. Now, our guys are aware of it, and we'd love to be in position to keep the starters out there, but realistically, we're just trying to close out the opponent.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the back of his mind, once he knows the games, and we saw it yesterday. Sportsmanship-wise, you wouldn't attempt a shot when you're up by 12, but they did. And then Notre Dame went down and got a bucket, and he's obviously thinking about it.
Free throw good. 3-point play completed for Kings. And Syracuse cuts it to 9 with 1:47 to play. More full court pressure. White gets it into Bidunga. Did he travel? He did. Took off to run. He planted his front foot, his right foot, the left foot drug, and that's going to be, believe it or not, a 7th turnover on Bidunga.
Well, he was going to throw a long pass to Cole, but he was covered, and then he drug the foot, so they forced the turnover. They got it to single digits. Big possession here.
Syracuse gets it in, and it's deflected by Rosario, out of bounds off Kansas.
That was a scouting report defense right there. Good job by Cole. He knew they were on the out of bounds trying to get it to the corner, and he ran to a spot and got the deflection. Good job by Jock Vaughn getting these guys to listen to scouting report.
King's just a 26% three-point shooter, and he's pretty much on those numbers today, 1 of 4. Instead, they get it to George. Right side. Betsy puts it on the deck. Little floater, misses short. Rebound, Trey White. And now ahead to Melvin Council, who can bring it up for KU.
And they ran him off the line because Betsy's hurt him beyond the arc, but they ran him off the line. Throw it up.
Jamari kicks to Trey, dials up a 3, missed it strong. Coach Self didn't like that. It was wide open, but it came a little quickly. On the other end, a shot on the run is good in transition.
And
Syracuse will take a timeout, down 7.
Bill still has his hands on his head like, what are you doing? You're my veteran. You're my leader. And Trey White, he's wide open. There's no question about that, but that's a shot you probably dribble out, run a little more clock.
No doubt.
Because the missed 3 also created the transition opportunity.
So it's a 5-0 run for Syracuse ever since KU was up 12 inside of 2 minutes. And you're thinking, stretch it out and start thinking about pairings tomorrow. Syracuse, remembering back to just 24 hours ago, is thinking, hey, we can force extras like we did versus Houston, down 11 with 3:06 to go. This would be even more impressive, but they cut it to 7. They have one timeout remaining. KU has two, 65-58.
And they got to remember they have two because Syracuse is going to trap and they're going to be aggressive. And if you get in a spot, and Bill can call it from the bench as well, but understand you do have those two timeouts.
Each team with 9 fouls, so the next foul on each squad will put the other in the double bonus. So a lot of free throws down the stretch. That would favor Kansas certainly as a 70 now, 3% shooting team. Hawks here today, 14 of 16 from the stripe, whereas Syracuse is 58%. They do still have William Kyle on the floor. The young man who's had 2 air balls from the free throw line here today and 2 other misses that weren't close either.
Trey can run the baseline. Should have Melvin.
Gets it into Melvin in the corner. Sprints by his man, gets it across the timeline, and now curls back.
And that's the
quick
second
foul comes from White.
That's the second time he's done that. They've done a good job getting it to Melvin, and he doesn't wait for the trap. He beats it before it gets there, gets all the way to the other end, and he'll go back to the line where he is 3 of 4.
Not much time came off the clock there, just 6 seconds. Syracuse content on stretching this game as far as it'll go. First free throw good for Melvin Council, who despite opening 0 for 8 is now in double figures with 11 to go along with 6 rebounds and 5 assists.
Well, you want to have Melvin on the floor even if he's not shooting it well because he creates havoc. He gets downhill. He gets others involved. He's your primary ball handler. I think they're going to get a push in the back.
Free throw's good.
I think Betsy's.
Oh, no. They wipe it off.
What? Oh, my gosh. Trey White got pushed in the back, and they called the foul on Trey White. Okay.
Now, one official signaled to wipe off the basket as if there was a lane violation, but I think the basket still counts. They've at least awarded it on the scoreboard here, but that's wild. We're sitting 200 feet away from the floor. Can't get the explanation down low. But for the moment, it shows 67-58 Kansas. And now a foul on the other end on the Jayhawks is going to set up a couple of free throws for Syracuse.
Jamari McDowell had a hurt wing there. He's holding that left shoulder.
Kings got pulled to the ground. He'll toe the line for a pair where he's 0 for 2 on the season. First on Jamari. Scoreboard still showing 67-58.
Yeah, and that might be a hook and hold there because it's going to be an interesting review right here because that's why Jamari is holding that left shoulder. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. His left arm was being tugged on by the young man from Syracuse Kings that wound up going to the free throw line. And that's what twisted and contorted Jamari's left arm to lead to the shoulder injury.
And they're going to say nothing? Huh.
Wow. You add injury to insult there, as not only does McDowell get hit with the foul, his first.
It wasn't a true hook and hold, but he had a hold of his wrist as he pulled him down. So, and obviously they reviewed it.
So Kings to the line. He's a southpaw. 6'5" redshirt senior bricks the first. Their free throw woes continue now, 11 of 20 for 55%. Coach Autry clapping his hands, trying to give these guys positive reinforcement, but they have been abysmal at the free throw line with the game on the line these last 2 days in Vegas. One more coming. This one's good. That cuts it to an 8-point ball game, 67-59. Trey White trying to get it in, running out of time, and they call a 5-second call. He turned to get a timeout. They didn't grant it, and it's a 5-second call. A second turnover by Kansas in the last minute, forced by the Syracuse full court pressure. Overall, that's now 15 turnovers in the ball game, compared to just 2 by the Orange. 57 seconds to go. Hawks leading by 8. The Orange get it in. Three-pointer over McDowell, misses short off the hands that time. A Starling rebound, Council of KU, and a quick foul comes from Syracuse.
Melvin on that weak side goes up and gets out. It was a big possession there because only up by 8.
It's a good thing they can't throw it in the ocean or where we're at in the desert right now, as they are 7 of 28 from beyond the arc, 25%, because they've had some big haymakers from three that could have cut this thing very, very close. But it seems like every time they're just a little bit off the mark, and KU continues the upper hand on the glass, where they are out-rebounding Cuse by 18. First free throw good for Council. That'll stretch the lead up to 9, 68-59. 46-28 in rebounds in favor of Kansas. Second free throw rims in, front iron, backboard, and down. And the KU lead is 10 with 48 seconds to go. George quickly down the right sideline. Cole Rosario guarding him on the right wing. Kings Colin Ford puts up a desperation three, misses, and a foul on the floor. But they fouled the right guy, as once again it's going to be William Kyle III going to the free throw line, where he has struggled to the tune of 0 for 4 with 2 air balls here today.
Yeah, Jamar McDowell, it's a tough task. Kyle's so active. He got a body on him, but clearly fouled him, and a good one to foul.
First free throw. Misses wide left. Hit the backboard, no rim, and there's a Kansas fan emulating what I've been describing, the right hand and left hand kind of being herky-jerky. He's standing right behind the backboard, showing Kyle exactly what he thinks of his form. This one's good. And everybody, including Kansas fans, applaud for him after the struggle it had been. 0 for 5 with 3 that didn't hit iron. Now a pass by Rosario, tipped, nearly stolen, but Trey White comes up with a carom. Up the floor to Flory, threw it behind him, ahead to Cole, two-hand slammer! He rocks that rim! There's your jackpot, baby! KU's gonna win this one with 27 seconds to go. An exclamation point for Kansas, now an air ball by Syracuse, and the Rock Chalk chant underway. Trey White up the floor to Cole. He'll turn and kick it out. This is where it truly comes down to, are you trying to get more points for the tiebreaker? McDowell misses on a three, rebound Flory. Cole will try a three, misses. Rebound Trey White, 1 second. At the buzzer, it won't count, but KU's gonna win it. You can rock. Chalk it up, the Jayhawks win 71-60. They take down Syracuse.
Back-to-back double-digit wins. It was a struggle today, and Syracuse was right there, but great defense by Kansas, forcing Syracuse to 32% from the field and 7 of 30 beyond the arc. So nice job defensively and on the glass. Get really good, a great start by Flory. Okay second half, but then Trey White and Melvin Council kind of took over, got buckets when we needed them, got good play out of Jamari McDowell and that newfound starting role. Cole Rosario chimes in with 7 points, so good team win here this afternoon in Las Vegas.
We'll take it and move on to some portion of the premier part of the bracket. It's not a true bracket, but the 4 Kings are the ones that play for money. You're 2-0, so you're in the hunt for that. But what will the final plus-minus margin be on the other 2-0 teams? What about your national ranking on the other teams? And then, of course, you can't play a conference opponent, so that all factors in too. But later tonight, we'll hear from Bill Self when you talk to him shortly. We'll learn their fate and their meeting tomorrow. We'll ask him specifically, when do you expect to hear something? There's a 5:45 Vegas time press conference with the tournament director, but not all the results will be in by then.
You know, you think about a team like Iowa State. They won 2 games, but they won yesterday by 1.
Right.
And even if they won by 20 today, it's not going to matter. So that hurt them playing against St. John's, winning only by 1.
And yet a quality top 15 victory they probably would love to have regardless of margin.
And then in a normal tournament, Tennessee, Houston, I mean, somebody's going to lose, obviously, and
right.
And that takes away another one. And if it's Tennessee, they say we won't play Houston. So
sure, there's so many factors.
And you would imagine this will be a tight game.
There's 6 different criteria that go into the Wednesday-Thursday pairings, and KU will absolutely play on Wednesday. It's just a matter of when and versus whom. And we'll see what Coach Self expects on a timeline on that later here in just a bit. KU wins at 71-60. Our post-game coverage comes your way next on the Kansas Insurance Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
been listening to live play-by-play coverage of Kansas Jayhawk basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas athletics, together with LMH Health. Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery and the rival